There's a whole new wave of millionaires being minted by AI right now. Take a company called Vulcan. They built a software that runs inside government agencies. The kind of product you would assume took hundreds of engineers. It didn't. Most of the team couldn't code at all. They built the company by describing what they wanted to Claude, and they're not an outlier. Real seven-figure businesses are running on Claude today. So in this video, I'm going to break down why Claude is taking over the business world and how people with zero technical background are using Claude to build actual companies. So let's get straight into it. Quick context in case you're not deep in the AI space, Claude is the AI-built company called Anthropic. On the surface, it might just look like another ChatGPT rival. It's not. Back in May, Anthropic closed $65 billion in funding, one round, valuing the company at $965 billion, just shy of $1 trillion. Round pushed past OpenAI as the most valuable AI startup for the first time ever. Their run rate just hit $47 billion last year. At the end of 2024, that figure was around $1 billion. So call it a 47x growth in about a year and a half. The sharpest, wealthiest investors on the planet just made a near $1 trillion bet on this one company, and businesses like Vulcan are a huge part of the reason why. So, what makes Claude Code different from the 100 other AI tools out there? Start with what launching a software company used to look like. Say you had a killer idea for an app. Actually building it meant hiring engineers, and engineers cost multiple full-time salaries. Unless you were sitting on a pile of cash, willing to take serious debt, or able to talk to investors into funding something that didn't exist yet, that idea just rotted in your notes. Because government software is precisely the category that used to demand a whole floor of engineers. This is the company from the intro. 3 founders, 2 of whom couldn't write a single line of code, and the third, Tanner Jones, whose last brush with programming was with JavaScript in class back in high school. Their first prototype wasn't even made with Claude Code because Claude Code didn't exist yet. They built it inside the regular Claude app, copy and pasting code out of a chat window until something worked. That scrappy prototype turned into a real product that won a Virginia state contract at about 1/10 of what the established consulting firms had quoted. Then, the governor signed an executive order requiring every single state agency to run the kind of AI regulatory review Vulcan had built. The way Vulcan tells it, Virginia made their product mandatory by law, and they claim the work is already saving Virginians over $1 billion a year. Tanner, the guy who hadn't coded since high school, summed up the whole shift in one line. If you understand the language and you can think critically, you can use Claude Code really well. That's the new skill. Describe exactly what you want, then judge what comes back on a clear head. That's the entire bar now, and anyone can clear it. So back to the question, what actually separates Claude Code? 1, it does work. You describe what you want in plain English and it builds exactly that. A full app from a single sentence, a website, and automation for that repetitive chore you dread every week. And it happens in minutes, not months. 2, it's agentic. This is just a fancy way of saying it takes action towards its own goal instead of waiting for you like a chatbot. It builds a thing, tests a thing, finds the bug, fixes the bug with a normal chatbot. All that in between work is still yours. 3, it runs in parallel. You have several Claude agents going at the same time, even when you're asleep, because they don't. 4, it remembers your projects, your priorities, past decisions, past mistakes. Each session builds on the last thing instead of starting from 0, so everything compounds. Stack those 4 on top of each other, and the distance between you having an idea and having a real product basically disappears. And if you want proof this isn't hype, look at Y Combinator, probably the most famous startup accelerator in the world. Twice a year, they take in a batch of new startups, give them money and mentorship, and help them grow. Some of these startups become companies. You've probably used this month Airbnb, Stripe, DoorDash. In the YC's newest winter batch, more than half of the startups, over 52%, are building with Claude, making it the most used AI in the entire batch. Rewind to early 2024, and that spot belonged to OpenAI with over 90%. The founders starting companies right now aren't debating which tool is the best. They've already picked. And the same gap is opening up inside normal jobs and small businesses. The people routing their repetitive work through Claude are simply getting more done. The people doing everything manually can't compete with the speed. It's cliche for a reason. AI isn't going to take your job. Someone who knows how to use AI will take your job. And we've watched this exact movie before with early internet. People who picked up some basic HTML and got their business online, or figured out Facebook ads early, grabbed insanely cheap attention while their competitors were still buying newspaper ads. That head start compounded for a decade. The same window is open right now. The people winning with Claude aren't smarter than you. They just started before you. Time is your biggest advantage right now. Being AI native today is a real edge. In 2 years, it's just the baseline because everyone will be. So let's get into how to actually start. 4 steps, and you can do all of them today. Step 1, get on a paid Claude plan, because that is what unlocks Claude Code. The entry-level plan is just $20 a month, totally fine to start with, and you can always upgrade later. And don't file this next to Netflix in your head with your other subscriptions. This is the cheapest employee you'll ever hire. Step 2, pick one real task, not 10. Something you keep putting off, something repetitive, something you'd normally pay a freelancer to handle. Organizing receipts, the weekly report, digging out from under your inbox, maybe even your taxes, or if you've got a notes app full of business ideas that you've been meaning to launch. Grab just one of those. That one task is your first real project. Step 3, open up Claude Code and describe that task as early as you can. What it is, how you do it today, and what the win looks like. But before you let it build anything, make it argue with you. These AI models, they want to please you. So if you come in excited about your idea, Claude makes you even more excited about it. It will hype you up and start building even if the idea has holes in it. Planning is everything, almost the most important step. One powerful way to do it is have Claude attack the idea from every single angle first. Ask it to spin up a little council of sub-agents, one making the strongest possible case for your idea, one hunting for every hole and telling you why it sucks, one gathering evidence and judging on the pure logic and research. Every single point has to be backed by something real. It's not just vibes. Then have it hand down just one clean verdict. Go reshape or kill it. And only if the idea survives or gets reshaped into something even stronger do you move on to the actual build. Step 4, build small and verify everything. If you've got a big project, break it down piece by piece and start with the smallest version that actually works, then grow it from there. Don't ask for the whole thing at once. And when Claude tells you it's done, don't just take its word for it. Make it, prove it, have it run the thing on a real example and show you the output. Verification is one of the most important skills when building with AI. Just think about it. If a human handed you this work to review, what would you check? Then have the AI verify it by doing exactly these things. It can literally control your browser. So anything you do on your computer to verify something, it can do that too. And it gets better every single day. However, good AI, as good as AI is right now, this is the worst it will ever be. Now, first version will probably come back 60 to 70% right. And that's completely normal. Don't treat the misses as a failure. Treat them as golden feedback. Tell it what you liked and what was wrong, in plain English, and let it fix your own work. And if it ever does do something that you don't understand, just ask it to explain. Treat it like a mentor, like your smartest friend who happens to work for $20 a month. Every rep after that gets better because it remembers. And when that first task works, pick the next one. That's how people end up running a whole chunks of their business through Claude, one task at a time. Look, the window we've been talking about is real, but you don't need to build the next Vulcan this weekend. $20 for the subscription and one task, that's the whole barrier to entry right now. And clearing it puts you ahead of the vast majority of people. That's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed or learned something new, a like genuinely helps out. As always, I appreciate you making it to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.